Hey guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at lemon chicken. Lemon chicken, very popular dish in almost every Chinese restaurant in the United Kingdom. Obviously with prices going up, we can afford to eat out less and less. So I was really motivated to start making lemon chicken at home. It's surprisingly simple, it doesn't require too many ingredients, and it's very quick and very easy to make. So we're going to take a look at how to do that today. Primarily what we're going to need is some chicken breast, we're going to need some chopped spring onions or some chives, some rice flour, some corn flour, a couple of eggs to marinate our chicken in, some water, the juice of a whole lemon, the skin of a whole lemon grated, and some garlic powder, some MSG. Of course we need to use MSG because it is a Chinese recipe, as well as some salt and black pepper. So let's get started. So the first step in making lemon chicken is we need to prepare our chicken breast. This is just a normal chicken breast that I bought from the shop, and you can see that it's pretty thick. So what we're going to do is make sure that we have an even thickness throughout the whole piece of chicken. And what we're going to use to do that is this ancient device which my grandfather gave me in order to beat the chicken breast down. There are wooden ones, there are metal ones. You could probably get away with using a rolling pin. Just be careful and don't hit it too hard, because otherwise you're going to end up with chicken all over your kitchen, and no one wants that apart from probably our cats. So we got the chicken, we've got our hammer, let's get to work. So as you can see, we've turned our piece of chicken into a little bit of a pancake. What's the next step? The next step is to coat the chicken in an egg mixture. To the eggs, we're going to be adding a little bit of garlic powder, some black pepper, and some salt, and then we're going to give that a whisk. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention is that the first step after we've beaten our chicken into a little bit of a pulp is to coat our chicken in flour. And we're going to alternate between flour and egg, and then go back to the flour before we start to fry. Today I'm using rice flour and I'm using corn flour. You might be wondering why. Now in my opinion, when you're frying something like we are going to do today, you end up with a much more crispy and much lighter texture. I don't know why that is, but all too often I fried something in wheat flour and it kind of soaks up the oil, and you don't get this effect when we're using rice flour in combination with corn flour. So what we're going to do is pop our chicken into our flour, coat it nicely, and then we're going to put it into our egg mixture, seasoned with black pepper, garlic powder, salt, and a little bit of MSG. Okay, and that's going to go back into the flour. And we really want to get this coated to ensure that we have a really nice texture on the outside. Time to wash our hands. We've taken a look at how to prepare the chicken before we fry it, and now let's have a conversation about the sauce. I'm really not sure how they make the sauce in Chinese restaurants, but the way that we're going to make it today is just utilizing a whole lemon, its skin, a little bit of salt, some MSG, and some sugar and water to balance out the sourness of the lemon. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add all of our ingredients to our saucepan. So let's start with the water, the sugar, some lemon zest, some salt and some MSG, the juice of a whole lemon, and then the last thing we're going to add is turmeric. Now obviously when you eat lemon chicken, you kind of expect the sauce to be yellow. That's essentially what the turmeric is going to do for us. So we're going to add in the turmeric, and we should end up with a nice citrusy yellow looking sauce. And then last thing, once we finish heating up our sauce, we're going to add some corn flour to give it some gloss and to give it some thickness. So our sauce is heating up. We're just going to heat it until it comes to a boil. And then we're going to add our thickening agent mixed with a little bit of water, which in this case is corn flour. So what we're trying to do here is just infuse the lemon zest into the sauce and dissolve the sugar and the salt and the MSG. You can see that we've got a really, really nice lemony color from that turmeric that we added a little bit earlier. All right, so it's coming up to the boil. Now what we're going to do is turn it down. Wait for the bubbles to stop. And then add in our thickening agent. Okay, and now we're going to put the heat up, and you'll see that what we end up with is a really lovely, silky citrus sauce for our chicken. So you might be asking yourself, what on earth is that white blob in the center of that pan? That is in fact some pork lard. We're going to fry our chicken in pork lard today. You could use any oil that you want, coconut oil, sunflower oil. I'm a big believer in frying in lard, and one of the main reasons for that is that when you fry in lard, for some reason, the fat doesn't soak into whatever you're frying. Right. So our oil has come up to temperature now, and now what we're going to do is just pop our chicken in the oil and get it nice and crispy and brown. And we're going to fry that on a relatively high heat, maybe a 7 or an 8 if you've got an induction cooker, but just be aware of the temperature, because if you cook it too long it will start to burn on one side, and we want to avoid that. So we're going to cook it probably for a couple of minutes on this side, and then we're going to flip it over, and if it's not golden enough we'll put it back on the original side that it started. It's been a couple of minutes. Now we're going to flip over our chicken breast. I think we caught it just in time. And you can see what a nice and crispy coating it has starting to form on the surface. Okay, so it's been another couple of minutes, and by the sound of it you can hear that the chicken is really starting to cook, and we're just going to flip it over and put it back on this side. Now you have to keep on turning it to avoid burning the outside. So the chicken's been cooking now for about 8 minutes. It's looking crispy, it's looking golden, so we're going to take it out and put it on a paper towel just to drain off any excess oil. And there we go. So our chicken's cooked, it's looking very crispy. Here's the crisp test. Yeah, what can I say? It looks pretty good. Our sauce in the meanwhile is heating up, and now what we're going to do is just cut our piece in half so that we can present it nicely on the plate. And we're just going to slice it into semi-thick slices, which will be easy to handle with chopsticks. Now we're ready to pour over our lemon sauce, so we'll just do that. And then the last thing we're going to do is garnish with some chopped scallions. And there we have it, lemon chicken completed. Okay, and now comes the taste test. Let's dive in and see what we've got. Yeah. Chicken is crispy, the sauce is tangy, a little bit sweet. It's all balanced, it's all lovely. Guys, please give this recipe a try. I'm sure you're going to really enjoy it. In the meantime, please check out the other videos on our channel. Thank you so much for your support, and take care. Have a great day.